It's 7:05. It's a meeting of the Kingston Agricultural Commission. Present Rui Santos, Christine Mothra, Nava Mothra, John Webble, Karen Johnson, Deb Muller, and Jean Landis now.
And no one online right now.
Where's Donald? Oh, he's not here.
This meeting is being recorded by PAC TV.
Install the new police chief tonight.
Let's kind of keep this, please. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. Okay. Thank you. Now, what did you want to know, Rui?
I was just curious.
If anyone else was going to join.
Anyone
us.
else, Donald Achenbeck. Whatever his name is.
No,
Right.
because they're swearing in a new police chief.
Oh, no police chief.
I never even heard we were getting a new police chief.
And I didn't know, I saw it on Facebook, but after the fact.
Yes.
All right, does everybody get a chance to look at the meetings from last month? I mean, the minutes. of the
So
meeting?
weren't the minutes technically from the February 22nd
Yes.
meeting?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
they were. Sorry about that,
That's right.
because we didn't have a quorum last month.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I was really sick.
Oh, that's okay.
Is
Oh
that
my
here?
God.
No, you were teaching
That
that
cold,
class
oh,
that night.
it lasted like 2.5 weeks.
Oh, I've
The
been,
cold and the cough and.
yeah, I'm not going on 3 months. It's been brutal. 2 rounds of antibiotics.
Oh,
It's been
terrible.
awful.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around.
I just can't get rid of
I had
it.
COVID. She had it and then I got it.
No,
It wasn't horrible,
had
but
it Ever.
the
No, I
only
had it
reason-
last September for the first time.
yeah, the only reason I tested was because she tested positive. So I figured, I better keep an eye on it. So anyway,
So,
um,
minutes.
back to the minutes. Any comments, questions?
You have a
Okay,
motion?
Anyone want to make a motion to
I
accept?
wish to make a motion. We accept the minutes
Second,
I'll
in
second. it.
February.
okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. I'm gonna let Jean address the budget for next year because she,
Do we have paperwork?
Hmm?
Do we have paperwork?
Just the agenda that she
Just the
said.
agenda.
Oh, okay. That she sent you printed out?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all.
Oh, sorry.
Want me to make you a copy?
no, it's okay.
I can make you a copy.
My printer is having a fit since I did my taxes. It's like, I'm not printing anything else.
Deb, did you ever find out anything about that inspection that I had?
No.
Okay, I had an inspection from the Department of Agriculture. Did you have one too?
I did too. He was an asshole.
Oh, thanks.
All right, finally the truth comes out.
Wait a minute. Who did you looking for brownie points is for what I can see. You're a new guy on the job looking for brownie points?
Okay.
Yeah, you can go away.
Why did he just go to horse farms?
He said he had 200 farms to inspect. I sent you his card. didn't
Yeah,
I?
you did. I'm looking.
Okay.
There it is.
Is that the guy you have?
Dave.
With his little white boots
David.
on.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yes,
that was
That's what
it.
you had?
yes,
Unannounced?
unannounced, white boots.
these are on TV.
He was quite the thing. I said, can I help you?
Yeah.
He didn't like my wires over the chickens.
Why?
And I said, well, I've never seen anything like it. I said, well, you have now. But it
Keeps out the hawks.
keeps
Yeah.
the hawks out, and it really does.
Yeah.
I don't know who told me that.
They sit on the roof and
David.
look down.
David.
They never, ever have
David,
gone
David
in.
Pepe.
No, I
Was it David?
I-
Yeah.
but I've heard that from a number of people.
Yeah,
that-
I heard it
It
too.
works.
I'm more concerned about raccoons.
I've never
Raise
seen
chickens.
raccoon.
Well, that's what I mean, as far as Karen's
raise-
chicken coop is coming. Slowly but surely. I worked a couple of days last week on it.
So did you enjoy his visit?
My visit was fine. What did he?
Oh,
He
he wanted
he wanted, I don't have water tubs out in my pastures because my horses go out
Stay there. long
maybe
enough.
4 hours a day that they're out because they don't want to be out longer than that. So he said I had to put water out there and send them pictures.
Yep.
I said, okay.
It's-
And
There were broken boards. I said, it's spring. I'm getting to it. The weather's been
Right.
horrible.
He didn't complain about my boards. I don't know if I had any, I must have something broken, but I, yeah, but I had to have water tubs put out there. I'm trying to think if there was something else that he. wanted
No,
me to-
that's what
Oh, I
he
needed
said.
a log from my lesson horses.
Yeah,
Now, I'm very meticulous about how much time the lesson horses work. But I don't have it
But we don't have a
specifically written
log.
down, like we do it
yeah, I don't have a
together,
log
who you
either.
using today? Well, they can do this many and that, we bounce it around, but
He must have been crazy after he saw both of us and no
Did you
log.
tell me you don't have a log?
yeah,
You know,
it's right
Yeah,
here.
right there.
It's right here.
Yeah, and he didn't like my tack room.
Oh, we didn't? What was wrong with the tackle?
I need another one because there's too much in it.
Oh.
That's
Well,
what I
Did
did.
you ask him if he wanted to build
I-
another addition
I
onto your
said,
barn?
I'm lucky that it's full of saddles.
Directly, they don't do with animals.
Right.
He was up in the
Did he,
hayloft.
I was
he
gonna
was-
say, did he go inspect where your grain is and all
Yeah,
that
yeah, up in
stuff?
the hayloft, and he didn't like, I have those patio heaters up in up in the hayloft
Yeah,
that I use for 4-H kids in the indoor arena in the cold of the winter. Well,
right.
they're just
And it's stored
stored
up
up
there.
there. Oh, he came flying down the stairs. I'm like, what can I tell you? Do you use them up there?
Is there a plug up there even?
They run on
They're a
propane.
propane.
Yeah,
Oh.
No,
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't wanna light them up there near the front
No.
with it,
Yeah.
hey, but
Okay.
she's not stupid.
No.
it was,
Let's just,
it was an hour of joy.
let's just jump back to this.
For the minute. Oh,
Yes.
we're on to the.
No, we're on to the
Budget,
agenda,
your
not to the budget.
Okay, so I zoomed into the FinCom meeting. I had sent Carl, the chairman, an email saying, I'd really like an opportunity to discuss our budget. He alleges, and he sent me a copy of an email. He said he sent me January 19th. I have to say I do not recall ever seeing it. But anyway, I explained what we've been doing. Explained the effect of COVID on us having our ag fair and having any programs. The fact that, last year we were presented with the need to have 2 policemen, which would have exceeded our budget. And then consequently, we ended up at the townhouse where we didn't need any policemen. I explained all the programs that we've done, those we've paid for, those that have been presented for free. And the bottom line was, they moved it back up to $1,000. Now, Kim Ember and Eric Krohn were present for the discussion. So when I addressed the FinCom, I said, and also the administrative budget, I'd appreciate it if it would be put back to the $1,000 that we asked for, each year. And so the FinCom voted to do that, whether or not that'll be on the final budget that goes to town meeting. We'll have to see. So
I think it's not been discussed at the selectmen's meeting, but I could swear.
Okay. All right. So I said, would even take 1,500, because I said, if we need to have 2 policemen at an event, we wouldn't have sufficient money to do it. So they settled on 1,000.
Which, yeah.
What had it dropped down to?
250.
250.
Oh, geez,
Oh, my.
And we would have,
can't do anything with
yeah,
that.
that would
Yeah.
be one program.
Mm.
One paid
A
program.
cheap program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't have provided anything else, so. But that was the budget that came to the FinCom from the town administrator.
Oh,
They made that very clear that they had not reduced the budget, that it came to them that way in the main.
That's
Budget proposal.
interesting, okay.
Okay, so,
Well, thank you.
so we'll have to keep our eye on it and make sure that when it goes to town meeting, it is at the 1,000.
Right. Bird flu. Rui, would you care to address this one, please?
No.
are you sick of it yet, Louis?
No.
Now, Rudy, you
You
sent
can
me an
ask
email
him.
saying you wanted,
White boots.
Do we make it as should the agricultural commission make a point to go to the selectmen and tell them, listen, this is a real issue. And do you want to address it or not? The issue is now the avian influenza is into all other kinds of animals. A man in Texas caught it from cows. And
Yeah, I read that.
so it's, and the presentation, the information that I got from McGrath Megan was that it's in all kinds of other animals. It's in bears, it's in skunks, it's in bobcats.
Oh,
Um,
it's marine.
yeah, it's in marine.
Mm.
I got information from Megan McGrath indicating that that Peru is slaughtering seals.
Mm.
They're finding colonies that have the flu in there.
Yeah.
In an effort to try to prevent it from spreading, they're just slaughtering.
Yeah, I've been sending out a bunch of different newspaper articles
Yeah, I read
that regarded all of that.
and they have this, they don't know what it, the same people who gave us COVID gave us the avian flu. Came out of the same general area of a nation that produces those kinds of environmental things.
Would you be willing to address the selectmen with this rule?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Do you want an appointment with them or do you just want to get up at open forum?
I can do open forum.
Okay. So they just had a meeting Tuesday night, so I think their next meeting would be 2 weeks from, which would be 9 plus 23rd. Would be the 23rd. I think.
April 23rd.
I believe so.
And anybody raising chickens should have some degree of
Yeah.
caution.
Hey, there she is.
Hi,
How
Beth.
you doing?
How you doing?
It
Welcome.
needs to be cautious, period.
Yeah.
That's all you can say.
Mm.
No new people in the barns. You know. Don't put your flock outside. As soon as the spring weather comes and they start putting chickens outside, you're inviting, you're inviting some sparrow that's been mixing it up with some duck somewhere.
Oh, that sounds
Shaky stuff.
It could
We're
This is,
We're getting seedy now.
yeah, I was gonna say, this
Mixing
is
it up.
PG
Mixing it up.
13 here.
All right, we're talking about the.
I could tell.
Yeah. Okay.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, so I think that'd probably be the best way to go about it is,
Next.
it is
select-
on our webpage. It had previously been on the front page of the town website. We could ask them to put it back there again, but there are links to it on our webpage. What did I do with our webpage?
So what was that, the 23rd, was that next meeting?
Mhm.
People just need to be cautious, that's all.
Absolutely.
Common sense.
23rd is
And some
Okay.
cows, some cows
Yeah, we got
testified
Yep.
somewhere. I don't know where.
Texas, and a man caught it.
Yeah.
Cows in Texas.
Yeah, Louis, if you want to do that Tuesday, the 23rd, I'll go too.
Okay.
Keep you company.
Do they start it now at 6:30 or 7?
6.
Six, I think.
6.
Yeah, so we do have some links to different articles, including the one from the Washington Post on bird flu and humans. But there's also one to the mass.gov link on the bird flu
Yeah, I read something, I don't know whether it
and
was.
backyard
Lola or-
poultry keepers. But I think you're right, it needs to be highlighted.
or the New York Times.
It needs to
They
be.
had some-
I would not want to see an outbreak and then they say, well, the Agricultural Commission didn't say anything about it. What are they doing? And there's nothing that can be done right now. There's no vaccines, there's
Right.
nothing, they
Other
just,
than just taking precautions.
yeah,
Do you know if they're working on the vaccine?
not that I know.
Those things take forever.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, how would you inoculate all the fowls?
How would you get
Well,
them?
now it's
inoculated?
mammals and
Yeah, it's everything.
aquatics and. And I think there's variants too.
Yes, it's in, also in penguins.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the private haven't decided what kind of money they can make on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it's gonna take is one of the drug companies to realize how much money is involved.
Right.
And boy, they'll be right on it.
And they'll probably get the government to back them,
Possibly.
but it has to be a big enough.
Right.
Exposure. Incident whatever you want to call
Okay, so thanks, Rudy. Beth, you're up. You want to talk about your goat program?
Oh, I'll be doing it next Tuesday. It looks like
Yes.
a lot of people are gonna come,
Good,
Yep.
good,
a number of people, well, if by the response,
good.
Yeah.
you know,
I'm
and
looking
I
forward
think
to
it will be, you know, I mean, I laughed at expert, but I guess I have.
If
had
you're
them
not
all-
an expert, I
You
don't
know,
know who is.
I mean, I've had them over 40 years, so I suppose.
That's
I
right.
qualify.
You're an
Yeah,
expert.
makes
Deb
an
says
expert.
she comes to you with questions.
People always come, people come, call me
Yeah.
from all over the place.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So,
it's just
yeah.
kind of,
Did you know what you're talking
I try. And if I don't, I know people to call,
Yeah.
you know, that's what's important.
about?
you know,
I,
when they look.
I still have a couple flyers left if anybody needs them.
Sunshine put one up for me in Kingston Animal Hospital, and they put it on their Facebook page too.
Okay, it's on the bulletin board downstairs, it's at the library, and it's also at the Kingston.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Thank
I don't know
Oh,
if
the
I put
animal
it every
control
place,
one.
and I realized all I really had to do was put that flyer in and just put that flyer out there, but I wanted it on events, and I had a hard time getting it on events, but I did finally.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
realized I could just
Yeah, I
take a
did,
picture of that flyer, put that
I
out
did
on
put
each
it out
group.
on Facebook too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, does the rec commission at the community, Reed community have a bulletin board
Yes,
that people can?
It's
we should-
outside.
Oh, it's outside. You know, we should put we should put information
Mhm.
there because there are all kinds of
Families,
families going
including us.
yeah.
there. Oh, all the
Including
time.
us old people who-
So is it a covered board that's outside
Yes,
on
it
the
is.
porch?
Yeah,
West side,
sliding
yep,
glass.
Southern Plains.
And do they, I
Glass.
mean, they're so good about,
And it's a
They
really,
do send
really
it
nice
out
group of
for me
people.
by
Really
email,
nice.
Yeah.
so that reaches everybody that's on their email.
Yeah.
Trying hard.
The rec.
Yeah.
big.
And they just sent this one out this week, they did the one on
It takes
the,
time. I can't believe how long I hurt myself.
Plants
It takes me
last
bounce
week.
back these days.
they're really good about it. As long as I get it to them, they'll put it in. So good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Thank you.
I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah,
And
So-
great.
It's the first time.
Oh.
for
you're gonna do the
That's right.
keys and everything.
I will do the keys, yes.
everything.
You have the keys for tonight,
All
right?
you gotta do is email them.
Yeah.
Tell them who you are.
Did you get
Tell them which you're
keys for
interested
tonight or
in.
did you not bother?
On the windmill.
On the
Okay.
way.
I should recognize those.
I'm so excited, you know? I haven't taken it down, you know, it's kind of personal, even though it looks like crap.
Exactly, you know, just tell them.
Yeah.
It's been, items been in Kingston history for 60
Yeah,
years.
it was the landmark.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I took the windmill corner sign down when I moved in because it was just all over, it was just broken up and
Yeah.
stuff, but I said, should I put that back up someday? But, that windmill is, you know, it's been around, well, I know, probably since the 30s or 40s. Whenever.
I can remember,
Whenever Brookings.
yeah,
lived,
I
he
can
did it.
remember going there with my father
Mhm,
when I was,
Might be
Yeah.
the 50s,
it was in the 40s.
was it? Yeah.
No, it would have maybe probably been the early 50s.
Mhm,
And it was there and running.
Right, yeah, it actually ran on electricity.
Did it?
Yeah, under the driveway and that with a little clock on the front of it and stuff. I mean, I took explicit pictures of it. Measured everything, so I have all the pictures and measurements in my phone.
Yeah, I thought it could be a project that they
Yeah.
built in pieces in
Absolutely,
the shop
they could.
in the winter and
Yep.
then bring it and assemble it.
It's definitely 3 sections
Yeah.
to start with, not counting the wings or whatever you call them. You know, and the other things, so it'll be a good project for them.
Is this the school? that's
Yeah.
you're talking about? Oh, cool.
I mean, because it's round, and that's that's not square,
Mhm.
so there's a whole different way of doing it, you know? Good training for the kids.
Has anybody talked to the school about?
I talked to Elliot about it and he said, asked
Yeah, I'm gonna call
that
them.
you make a,
Like a formal
Yeah.
request?
yeah, formal request. That's it.
Thank you.
All right, C Library at the Kingston Public Library. Jean, would you please?
It's been on Facebook, they've been posting a lot,
Okay,
and people are responding to it. They've got it all set up. Because of course, the garden club, if you haven't been to the library today, go tomorrow or Saturday The Kingston Garden Club has, books in bloom. So they took a book and they interpreted it in a floral arrangement. So they're all over the library to look at. But anyway, the opening session was last night and I was there with cookies in hand. It's beautiful. I mean, just beautiful interpretations of various books, children's as well as adults. So interesting thing. Yeah, a little fun thing for the community. I think there's 14 or 15 displays. Just a little commercial there. But to go, kind of go along with the seed library, you know, I'm really happy to see that back up. Apparently they do get a good response to that. They get the seeds donated.
Agricultural programs for 2024. Anybody jump in on that? Well, we have, yeah, well. We've got, Best coming up. And we got the native plant sale at the end of the month, or the native plant. So if anybody has any ideas for programs going forward, please.
I'll try to get in touch with Kalina again,
Okay.
because we used to make cheeses, we,
No, that would
make
be-
cheese.
That would be
It's
a
like
big
a-
one too.
It's
Does
not
anybody
even that
need
long
one
of
of
a
these?
mozzarella, it's like a 30-minute mozzarella.
I haven't been
You know.
to the Council on Aging yet, but I have been to the library and downstairs, so you have
It's-
someplace else with the them.
I'm gonna make a strong-
Yes. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. All right, so we still have a couple more.
Yeah.
It's for the native
Oh.
plant sale.
We need to put them?
Anywhere you
Yep.
think people will see them. Yeah. Yeah. Try to get 'em- Yep, oh, that's great. Yep, get them out.
Want me to put this on the pages, the town, all those little.
I
town
already
pages,
did.
Like Halifax and everything?
Oh, no, I didn't do that.
I think, I don't know if
Yeah,
Halifax, but I
okay,
know.
I did it for a couple of Kingston.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I did, I tried to
So-
do that other one for all the surrounding towns.
Yeah, so, you know,
Yep.
let's hope we
Yep.
get a decent turnout. It's April 30th, 7 to 8 PM at the Council on Aging. No, we are paying a fee of $250 for them to come and
Mhm.
do the presentation. And then people will be able to order online. And if they enter Kingston, they'll get a 10% discount on everything that they purchase. And then if you select Kingston delivery at checkout, we've arranged with the highway department to utilize in front of their building on June 1st from 10 to noon for people to pick up their orders. Blue Stem will have them grouped by buyer. You know, so that when people come, you just say, here you go.
Well, we need to, put a group together to help. Then
I
there's
would
Blue
think
Stem.
at least a couple of us,
Okay,
yeah, just a couple of us, just to, you know, make sure people get the plants that they
Okay.
ordered. And that's why I kept it as a short window, because they just had a date and I'm not gonna be there all day.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought 10 to noon, and obviously if people let us know that they can't make it, we can arrange something else.
Did you send this to the newspaper yet?
Halifax noon.
Okay, I will.
Okay. I've tried sending
Did they,
things.
I didn't check to see if it got in the last time I sent something.
I'm trying to think if it did or not. I
think it
tried
was the
sending
maple
stuff
syrup
to
I
the
sent.
new Plymouth Independent, but apparently they just want. So that's where we are with the native plant sale. So I do have a couple ideas. I talked to John about this. I have an email address for the woman who's in charge of the farmer's market. And what I was thinking is that I would reach out to them and see if there was any way that we could have like an information table, or you know, if there was any way we could work with them. I just think it's somewhat silly that we've got a farmer's market going on in town and we're not,
Represented.
yeah, we're not involved in any way.
I know.
So, John wanted me to just mention that and see if we're all in agreement. I could reach out to her and see what kind of affiliation we could have with.
That would be good.
What days is the farmer's market?
Where is
They
it?
are-
Office
Yeah,
market.
exactly.
They are held at Grace Beach,
Mhm.
the first Sunday of every month, and the first one is coming up May 5th,
Have they kept,
just once a month.
have they kept it kind of relative and not a bunch of knick-knack stuff?
No, they have bakeries there and farms.
Well, that's what I meant, flea market stuff.
No, I don't think they have flea market stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
What
some of
time
them-
is it, do you know?
I think it runs from like 10 to 2. It's usually, they post it on
And
Facebook.
who runs it?
This woman's name is Elizabeth Marshall. Because they've been on Facebook asking for vendors. The one I went to, somehow I kept missing them, but I did get to one and it was fairly sparse as far as vendors go. And I think the issue is that where it's only once a month, most vendors need to have a regular,
Hmm.
like every Thursday or whatever. The one in Plymouth has quite a few vendors. They're in the parking lot there at is it the G Pub or whatever it is,
Oh, yeah.
Not the plantation,
where Ocean
I
State
thought it
used
was
to
a
be.
plan.
not as a plantation.
No, they haven't.
Oh,
had
right
a
there, at
plantation.
80 and 44.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they haven't had a plantation for at least 2 years, maybe longer. Don't ask me really, I thought that was a great spot.
I thought so too.
I'm not George.
I think the
Done.
politics of the plantation now are kind of.
All right, and
I
then
don't know.
John, I had another idea. There was, I forget what newspaper this was in, but it was a beginner's guide to vegetable gardening.
Oh,
And I thought, maybe we could either put something together or find someone who could do a nice presentation on a beginner's guide to vegetable gardening. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it'd be?
Yes,
yeah?
I-
I think that would be a great idea. I think that would.
Of course, none of us are vegetable, well, my vegetable gardens, but not to that point, yes.
I'm good until about the end of July.
There you go.
Yeah.
Me too. When all the weeds are taking over.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm
You
so
know,
busy
you
with other
clean the
stuff.
barn out in between the rows, so you don't have to weed. Every time you clean it out, just spread it out in between the rows. Build the soil up and you don't have to weed.
Oh,
Oh, I put down pieces of cut mat,
Oh, you
stall
do?
mats.
Oh.
When I cut, cut them to
Yeah.
size
Mhm.
and I have extra, I just put it down.
Perfect.
Good idea.
There's lots of ways to go about it.
I think it's a great idea, even at the very least, if we put together some sort of a little printed thing and had it available for people to,
Mhm.
I think tons of people would be interested.
yeah, because a
They
lot of that,
don't
it's a generational thing, and it's some of it's been lost.
It is.
But
No.
finding the
Person to
right
present
person
it,
to
yeah.
do it, yeah, I think should be. able
Problem
to-
is, it would have to be done very soon.
So.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking about for next spring.
Oh, okay, well,
Yeah,
then we
yeah.
have plenty of
I
time.
think we've
Yeah.
bunched enough stuff into this
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah.
I think this would be something for future programming.
Oh, it's a
To
good
give
idea.
us time to
Yeah.
really put it together. Also, did we want to do the vegetable sharing program again this year?
Well, you. Yeah, carried most of that,
It's pretty straightforward.
if you're willing to, and the town is willing to let us, it was a great spot.
Mhm.
It
I
was
think so.
starting to get a little bit of traction, people, the stuff was moving.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think it'd be
Okay.
great.
I mean, I've got the bookcase in my garage and
Okay.
that was always, I put a little signage up and it's,
Art must love it.
we do,
I said, Art must love it.
it's in my side where my car is.
Oh.
Anything new I add to the garage has to be in this. That's where my potting bench is.
Oh, okay.
Because he said, there's no room out there. I said, I'll make. room." So yeah, if we're in agreement, I'll go in front of
Yes.
the selectmen,
Mhm.
probably sometime in June, because most people don't have any produce until end of June, beginning of July. So, and it's really straightforward. Just put the bookcase in there with some signage.
Okay,
That's all I had on programs.
all right, and then the ag fair,
Do we have a
you
date?
know, we probably ought to figure out a date.
Yeah, we talked about it the last time.
Yeah.
We came up with,
Well, we're not sure yet. We gotta see how, we've got to kind of see how much space that takes up. Is the library talking about another one of those parking lot brewery events?
I don't know, since they just did the gala, I'm guessing maybe not. It's, again, it's a lot
That's
of
a lot of
work,
work, yeah.
a lot of work.
Um,
Ours actually is a lot easier because I just send out invites and.
we had thrown out dates of September 8th or the 29th,
Ninth.
I think it was, yeah. Can't read my writing.
The 8th is too early.
Yeah, I agree. I think the 29th is,
Yeah, so 9/29 is probably the best date. And by then, you know, long before then, we should know what's gonna be out
Right.
front here. You know, how far along they are and how much space it takes up. and-
They're putting stakes everywhere and.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to get started soon. And supposedly it'll only take a couple of months, but you know how projects go. So, before we, you know, go too far with planning, we need to know where it's going to be. And, I really don't think we should go back to the green. I think the space is really restricted there and we would be required to have two police details and we don't have the money for that, so.
It'd be hard to have the cow flop there if they decided to do that again too. There's just not enough room.
Yeah, there's just not enough room there. I mean, it was fine the first few years, but now we have a lot more people and vendors interested. We have a cow plop, so I think if we can't do it here, we need to think about alternate sites.
that's why I wondered about the library event, because they really went well together.
They did. The only other option we'd have is possibly on down at the Reed, but the parking is such a bear.
It's awful, right?
You know, it really is. The parking here was really ideal. You know, there's so much parking here, Council on Aging, the highway barn. So with any luck, we'll still have enough space out there. I do want to remind Paul about trimming all the trees and bushes over on that side.
Because
Because,
there was a lot more room.
yeah, there
Yeah.
was,
Yep.
there was more room
For
there. It was
expansion.
nice and shaded.
Mhm.
By September 29th, who knows, we might be wearing muckles, but it's being New England. But I think we could utilize more of that space if some of those bushes and trees were trimmed back a bit. We were kind of working around them, and he had told me before that they would take care of it, but I don't think it's been done yet, so.
Well, that's okay. They got plenty of time to. As long as they
Not to
do
buy
do
a
it.
book. I like to have stuff done, so I know I can count on it.
It'll grow back by September
It
29th.
could,
It's the 29th or something.
Definitely, yes.
I think so.
You know,
Yeah, it
a
is.
couple days before with that mower thing.
Does anybody know if that's a home game for Patriots? Is their schedule out yet?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't
if
watch
it's a
football games, I
4 or
have no clue.
4:30 game, we're okay. I mean, that worked well last year.
Right.
But we're still.
But
doing
if
it
it's
for-
a 1 o'clock game, we're gonna be competing a bit.
And we're still doing it for 3 hours.
I think so. I think that was enough.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. from
So was
one
it
to-
1 to 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think last year the attendance waned because of this pending storm.
Yeah,
People could
we
see
had-
it coming and they weren't gonna go out.
Let's see if the Patriots schedule is.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
So,
Yeah, I can't find any schedule.
I put in 24 and it's not.
And like I told you, I printed it out, but it's all small.
Yep.
It's all small letters.
I can't find anything.
Oh, A plus, no, we like that, we go last.
I mean,
Brightest bulb in the socket. Some days.
Are you bringing any goats
For what?
for your presentation?
I asked, Jean said she didn't think I should. I said, what about baby goats?
I was gonna say, what about the kids? You can put them in a laundry basket.
Yeah,
Well, you
No,
know,
they-
I don't know, if they're brandy
they're
new.
not Nigerians,
Yeah, you know,
but you know what you
don't wanna
can do?
ruin our venue.
I have one of those little, those little dog things that makes a little circle, you put a top on the bottom,
Yeah,
and then when you do, you pick it up, you
Yeah.
take it all back out with you.
Yeah, we
I guess
know,
I'll check, I'll
we
check
know
with
who
the,
they're playing, but we don't know. They haven't given the dates and times.
I should check with the senior center, see if they'll let me do that.
he's ignoring us.
Red Ed,
I'll bring
might be
baby
the
goat with
last
me.
program we could do there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
go
don't
if they
think
didn't
that's
say
gonna,
so.
I don't think that's gonna fly.
Well, hey,
but
you
I'll-
know,
I'll
if you don't ask, you don't know.
that's right.
This is true. Just be ready to duck.
I'll bring one of my cute little baby goats with you when I ask.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
An instigator.
I love baby stuff.
So yeah, so does that date sound good to everybody, the end of September?
Yep.
Okay. The Plymouth County AgComs, we're gonna try to do a get together next winter. We'll try to host it. So,
I think we were talking about what, February?
yes, I think so, February or March.
Once you get into March, you're in, kind of into field prep territory, so you might not want to.
Okay, well, or frost season too for the.
Mm.
Yeah, I think February might be safe.
Okay,
You know,
Did you talk to people when you were at the?
I talked to
Breakfast?
somebody, a lady from East Bridgewater, she was really excited.
Gene.
I didn't bring it up.
the
Oh, okay.
meeting in Middleborough.
It sounded like it
Yes.
was like, so
No,
we're
I-
doing this.
Well, we had talked about a
East
trip.
Bridgewater has
in
their
other
sign that
meetings,
they.
Yeah.
you know, and-
And nobody else seems to be
and, you know,
coming
yeah,
forward. I was really
Or mountain,
I know.
yeah,
kind of
farming
hoping
community.
Marshfield or somebody.
The
would,
Smiths were involved.
And it's not fair to pressure Duxbury. They've done it
At
enough
least it's, you know,
times.
few people around, but,
Um,
some
Has
towns.
has Carver done it?
I know.
I mean, in our memory, has Carver
I
done
don't
it?
remember. No, not that I remember. I
Do they
don't-
have an active AgCom? They do.
Yeah, they do.
Well, maybe we can,
Maybe we should pressure Dick and Steve Wood.
yeah, well, maybe a little component of it will be explaining what goes into putting it together, that it's really pretty simple. You send out
Well, you
the
don't
info.
want them to think it's too simple. You want them to appreciate all the work that you did.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to feel like they couldn't do it. That it's not onerous.
No.
Not rocket science, huh?
Well, maybe if we host it this year again,
Yeah.
then we can have like okay, what town would like to do it next year? And
That's
have
true.
a sign up sheet for, all the way
Well,
to
I think
2030.
We did try that, hands went.
No, we
Well,
did ask.
Yes, but we
did
need
ask,
to
Be
say,
a little more forceful.
yeah, we need to say, okay, who is doing it next year?
Yeah, say,
Right.
did you guys enjoy this?
Yeah.
Don't you think we should be doing this every year?
We should.
And they'll be like, yeah.
Yeah,
As long as
but
you're
not,
doing it.
not always in Kingston.
Or Duxbury. 'Cause they've been
And
doing it.
maybe we could invite or get all the legal necessities for local food. It's agricultural, it's barley, it's hops.
Oh, it's.
He's really pushing it, isn't he?
We could get those guys downtown to do it.
That's what I said, local, have them come.
And I'll buy the first round from one of adjourn to there. All right, So we'll aim for, February, next year, and I'm guessing probably around August, September, we should start. October, start making.
November,
November, you think?
yeah,
Okay,
November, yeah.
Okay,
Get the invite out before people are into holiday mode and then follow up again in January.
okay,
Some
Uh,
people are long range planners, others just, whatever's happening the day next day. Kind of me.
Me too.
crisis management. Is it gonna rain? Is it gonna blow 30 today? Oh, I guess I'm not going.
Well, February 29th, we may or may not have a snowstorm. Who knows?
The way things are going, maybe they're in t-shirts.
Canoes.
I looked at the towns, there are, I don't know if there's 27 towns in.
Plymouth County.
That have ag commissions?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I just was curious because of
Yeah.
this whole
Wouldn't-
thing you folks are talking about, so I looked it up. And, so all of those towns would be invited for this.
Yeah.
Is it a dinner, you said?
Yeah, it's a potluck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. You should,
Yeah,
since you're a member, you should.
Yeah,
go.
we
It
have,
is.
we have a presentation. We have that presentation from the De Lorenzo Farm.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, if they're, I think it'll be contingent on when they're available.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if they could do a vegetable garden thing.
I don't know. If he can, I think we can find someone who's a pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, I'm
expert.
thinking, and if you want, what do you need? I know you need contact. What do you need for contact information for these towns?
Usually someone's email.
So whoever the
Like, if it's-
correspondent is.
Yeah, the chairperson of the AgCom. So it just means I have to go into, how many did you say?
27.
27 websites and see which towns have them. That's why I said if everybody could take a handful of towns and just, Google and see if there's an AgCom and who the contact would be. We each took 4. We'd have it done.
Do
in
you want to
Newland.
print that, make copies of that list and divide it up?
Yeah, we can do that. We don't have to do it right now.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, that would help. Otherwise, I'm sitting there Googling 20.
It's too much for, yeah.
Much as I love you, John.
I was gonna say, can we reduce
That's asking
mine?
a
Can we reduce mine to like 2?
bit.
And one of them's Kingston. Deb, would you care to, have anything to report?
I don't have, it. Well, I did speak with the animal control and she was going out with the health agent. Nottingham. And I believe she was going to tell them, I don't, get rid of the poultry. They're just unable to keep it on the property.
Are they guinea hens?
No,
I think just chickens.
Chickens.
and ducks, in
Yeah.
fact, some show ducks that were supposedly worth a lot of money,
If they
No,
want
that's,
them around.
That's
mostly, yeah.
Just rude.
same,
It's very
same,
considerate, isn't it?
And it's not safe for the animals.
the same farm that has
Yes.
been, yeah. okay.
Yeah,
So I don't know how that, worked out. I know that the health agent said that was it, and I did express to animal control that the egg committee was here, if she wanted to come in, that you folks would certainly like to hear how the regulation was working, and if she.
I mean, the one that's not posted on their website.
That one, yeah, and if, so I extended that, but I haven't been actually down. I did speak with her once in the mailroom, but I don't think she connected. So I actually should stop in and let her know
Yeah,
again, but
ask them when they're gonna put the regulations back on the website. The hauler regulations and the animal regulations are both gone.
they're gone.
What was the other one? The what?
Private hauler regulations that I read
Oh,
for them for,
oh.
trash.
Oh,
I mean,
Is this on the town? This is for the town. This isn't the animal control. This is the town.
Department.
Really?
Okay.
They have
Oh, on
department.
the, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they
Inside
were
the
on
town.
there, everything, was up to date, and then all of a sudden. It reverted to a much earlier version of their regulations, and I brought it to their attention, but. As far as I know, it hasn't been corrected.
So somebody
know,
copied
it's-
and pasted, and they didn't do the current thing when they did that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's difficult for residents if they can't even access the regulations. To know
Yeah.
what they are, so.
And
You
people
got-
who
I
want
just
to
haven't
use
followed
town.
up.
They're posted on the agricultural site though, right?
Yes, but that's not,
No, I know, it's Board of Health.
Well, that's not enforcement.
yeah, I mean, we
no.
don't, we can show what the regulations are, but we're not the enforcement agents.
And people that want to move into a town want to know what they can do, because when I moved here, I asked. I was given bad information, but I still asked. I should say incorrect information. But, I asked about it before I bought the house.
And some people do, not enough people do, but now with your brochures in the town clerk's office, I feel like it's a little more.
Well, this was 30 years ago, I mean, things are a lot different now.
But
Yeah.
before, there wasn't anything to give anybody.
I know, well, AgCom has them, or not. The town clerk has them, Board of Health has them,
Oh.
Conservation has them. I think of anybody else. I think the selectmen have a few. And if you see that they're out anywhere, they supply them periodically, I guess, through and see if they have. them.
I wonder, what's the law? If you, as an owner of chickens, ducks, let them run free, they go into somebody else's yard, and their border collie decides to play catch. Who is? Can you, it's,
Well, now the Board of Health has a regulation that your animals have to be kept on your property.
but you just said they're not. Well,
Well, she was, it was my understanding the health agent was telling them that they had to get rid of all the poultry because of the continuous complaints about being off their property. I didn't remember that as being part of the regulation, so.
Well, it states that they have to. be on
But certainly they weren't in
property.
compliance,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
so I don't know how that's worked itself out. But that is a regulation, so if you were talking about Kingston and that
Yeah.
happened, it might actually be civil between the two parties.
Yeah, but I would think that, if the dog is on its own property.
Property,
Yeah,
Right.
and you're,
And your
And your
chicken
animals-
goes on their property.
Yeah,
yeah, it's fair
That's
game.
why you should keep it contained, to keep it safe.
You would think that, but that doesn't always work out on the children ones. And this guy went in the backyard with a dog in the pit and sued the people. And the dog is in a fenced-in backyard, and he went back there and got bit.
and he still sued the
Yep,
owner.
he sued
Mhm.
the sheriff on the thing. He wanted to, he thought that the guy should be able to sue, and I'm like, what? The dog's doing his job.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I know,
even-
but it's in-
and
But
his own
insurance company,
town.
rather than go through the thing, they pay the guy anyway. I was mad.
Just.
I was gonna say, did common sense prevail? Apparently not.
Apparently
Not
not.
always.
and it doesn't always.
Not always.
That's it, dogs in yards, when I had days, I was scared to death. I had a neighborhood kid that would tease her.
Oh,
I
bro,
knew I'd be held responsible.
yeah.
Mm.
So the, the dog issue, I knew their selectmen gave them a bit of an extension,
She has not.
not compliant, so
What's the dog issue?
fighting.
Yeah.
I mean,
A
that's
dog
usually
in
what it
town?
is.
Yes,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
usually what the issue is.
What kind of dog is this one?
intact male, 120-pound cat loss.
Oh. Segways.
it has,
Apparently, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, there was a, when it gets to a certain stage, it goes in front of the board of selectmen, they set conditions.
Was the dog on its own property when it bit?
No.
We have a cane corso breeder.
Does it roam freely?
One.
It was,
Up by
They get
Beth.
away.
no, it was up here. And
animal control and 3 cruisers. Of course, they were 200 feet back.
Is this at the big one?
Huh?
Is this at the big one? Oh, no.
No, it was that, up on the hill, a couple houses. Coming this way, past that, whatever street it is, it goes down to your house.
Winter?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know any of the street names.
And they were,
And there's
At
a
a
house there.
And there was a big, huge dog.
Yeah.
And she had the lasso
Mhm.
out like this. I was like, man, if I was you, I'd run. He was standing his ground.
Yeah.
It was scary, and I was in my Jeep.
Should we adjourn and just sort of continue the discussion? of
Well,
the,
I just wondered, you know,
Okay, so that is, actually, town council may have to request a warrant if they are not in compliance at the moment. with the order.
that's a shame for the
It's too
dog,
bad.
you know.
For
so,
everyone.
so what are they supposed to be doing?
Putting-
Oh,
No.
Well, they
Yeah,
were
tell
supposed to,
them-
there were other things that they were supposed to do, and they didn't. So I think that's the final step with
Well, there's 2 cases.
other 2 cases.
Yeah, one's the Malin case that I don't think is resolved, and the other one is the Rutland case that I actually went to court with last week. And because it was appealed, but the town's decision was upheld.
to put the dog down.
Yeah, he's had multiple bites. The woman is elderly and has some health issues going on. And
Probably the wrong owner for that kind of a dog in the first place.
she's had him for many, many, many years. I'm very familiar with her.
How
Yeah.
old is this dog?
Maybe 7, but she actually trucked him up here from a southern state because he was destined to be put to sleep down there.
Oh, jeez.
So he may have had some problems before.
That's our understanding. that they were problems there.
Yeah, I mean, puppies are cute, but if you don't understand the nature of the dog as they mature, people just think they're like a little stuffed animal. They're not.
And it's not fair to the poor dogs.
It's not, you know,
No.
a lot of animals need daily exercise. You know, and you can't keep them home alone by themselves all day long and expect them to be well
That's right, yeah,
balanced. I mean, there's just a
like
lot
dogs,
to owning a pet. And I don't think.
Mine is mine that has such a tough life.
Oh, I know, I know, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I don't think people appreciate how much
Oh, big dog.
forethought goes into what type of animal you're gonna have and how what you're gonna have to do to take care of it. It's a living thing.
Right.
It's not a little.
And you have to
stuffed
think
toy.
about what breed fits your life. I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
I've got kids and people in and out of my barn all day, so that's why I have a lab, because
Yeah.
he will lick everybody to death, you know?
Is that the same one who like to roll around in the lawn? When I would go down this-
Well, this is my 3rd lab and they've all like to roll around. It kind of goes with the breed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
There was a puddle as you're
oh,
going
yeah,
up to your arena. And I remember there was one year when I was,
oh, yeah,
he was just running around. the
oh,
lawn.
yeah. This one dives right into my pool.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Motion to
Chases
adjourn.
the ball and dives right off the diving board.
Are we done?
Before
Yes.
we do,
Okay.
do we want to set the date
Oh,
for the
it's set
next
for our next
meeting?
meeting.
The 3rd Thursday is
Just
the
trying to get some of
16th.
this discussion.
I'm out
off
of
the
town.
camera.
You're out of town on the 16th,
5:16.
May 16th.
And you don't have to change it for me. I'm just letting you know I'm out of town.
How about the 23rd?
Fortunately, I'm back home. Kidding.
Actually, I think we kind of discussed those dates last time, because I have it in here on the 23rd. I might just put that in there, but
Yeah, so does that work for everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay,
May 23rd.
as long as there's a meeting room available. And it's after town meeting, so it should be, you know, things slow down after town.
What day of the week is it?
Thursday.
Thursday.
And they have changed the date
Thursday.
of town meeting to the 11th.
Really?
No, I just
I'm on
looked everything
vacation
up.
From the 1st to
The 11th of what month?
May.
Oh, really?
Yeah, town meeting is now May 11th.
Yeah, they moved it up.
Yeah, put it down a little bit.
Still held at Independence.
No, it's
See the
a
big white-
KIS.
Oh, it's going back in.
So I don't know if this
Yeah,
is
we
real
just-
or not real, because I'm not sure about my calendar, but it says I have a
Sure.
meeting that night.
6 to 7. I didn't figure she'd get
Well, we're not till 7.
that.
You don't have a right.
I don't know that mine is going to
Okay.
be over by
Yeah.
7 either. I just, that's the way I get entered into my phone.
Yes,
Well,
she told me that.
So, and again, not that
When
you have
she-
to
when
change
she
it for
got
me.
it,
I'm just
it was-
letting you know
There's
that
nobody else.
I think that I have a Zoom meeting that night. Because it's already in my phone.
That's okay, we make small talk until you get it.
yeah.
Wait,
Sawchuck's farm stand opens May 10th. I'm telling you, I missed them so much last year.
Anybody wanna make a
I
motion?
I'll make a motion, we're gonna adjourn the meeting tonight.
January,
At-
why
8 o'clock.
Scott,
Nice.
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye.